Here's a question I get asked all the time. How much money do I need to purchase a home? Hey guys, it's Chris Vallee with the Vallee team at RE/MAX Center. Today I'm going to answer that question of how much money do I need in order to buy a home? I'm going to break it down into the main categories, so let's jump right into it and see where the money is needed to actually purchase a home. Number one is the down payment. Most loans you get are going to need some type of down payment. There are a few exceptions like USDA loans and veteran loans, and we can get into those in other videos, but for the most part, the regular transaction, you're going to need some type of down payment. So let's get into the math of what you would need, an example of what a down payment looks like. By putting more money down, you're going to get a lower interest rate and you're going to get a better term on your mortgage insurance. It would be awesome if you could put up to 20% down on a home. Not everybody has that, but that would eliminate your mortgage insurance. But obviously that's a lot to put down. The minimum amount you can put down is 3.5% on an FHA loan, which is what a lot of people would do. So let's get into the math of what it looks like to do 3.5% down on a $200,000 home. So let's do the math on a $200,000 home with an FHA down payment of 3.5%. That's going to be $7,000. But do keep in mind that FHA guidelines do allow you to have family members gift you money to where you can have some or most of the down payment money gifted to you by a family member. The next big item you're going to need when you're purchasing a new home is the earnest money. The earnest money is a good faith deposit that shows the seller how serious you are about purchasing their home. Even though there's no exact amount of earnest money that you're expected to give, no matter how much you do end up putting on the offer, be sure to account that money in your bank account because the real estate broker will deposit your check and the funds will clear from your bank account. The good news about earnest money is no matter how much you do decide to put towards it, if you do make it to closing, the earnest money does get applied to your side at the closing. The next big thing you're going to need is closing costs. Closing costs is a broad term, but basically what it means is any loan you get, the lender you choose is going to have a breakdown of fees that are needed. Some examples of these fees are attorney's fees, title fees, loan origination costs. There's a lot of fees that add up to what is called your closing costs. One of the positive things about purchasing a home in Georgia is that you are allowed to ask the seller to pay most of or a portion of your closing costs. So when you do make an offer on a home, you can put an amount that you would ask the seller to pay towards your closing costs. Another separate fee you're going to need to think about is the appraisal fee. The appraisal fee can vary a little bit, anywhere from $400 to $600, but what the appraisal fee is your lender is going to need to send an appraiser out to the property to make sure that the value matches the purchase price of the home that you have on your agreement. One of the upfront costs you're going to pay for is the building inspection. You're going to need to hire a building inspector at the beginning part of the process of purchasing the home that's going to come out to the property, inspect the property. They're going to find out if there's any hidden issues that you may not have known about or tell you more about issues that you have seen about the home. The price of a building inspection also varies depending on the size of the house, but you can account for anywhere from $350 all the way up to $650 or more, depending on if it's a huge house or not, but more in the $350 to $450 range for a building inspection. And there are other inspections that you may need to do during the inspection period, such as a radon inspection, or if the house is made of stucco, a stucco inspection, or if the inspector uncovers a water issue, having a waterproofing company come out. But basically, you have a certain amount of time at the beginning of the contract in order for you to get as many inspections as you need done to make sure that this is the right home for you. Any of the other inspections you do aside from the building inspection can also run you a certain cost. For example, the radon test may run you around $150. Other contractors may be able to come out, let's say a roofer, and give you a free inspection quote, but sometimes to get additional inspectors to come out to a house, it's around $125 for each thing that you need on top of the building inspection. One of the last costs you'll need to think about is your homeowner's insurance. There's a lot of factors that go into figuring out how much your homeowner's insurance is going to be, such as the price of the home, the age of the home, the area of the home, the condition of the home. Just for example's sake, we can take our $200,000 home in good condition. You can be looking at anywhere from $1,200 a year to $1,500 a year, which would equate to about $100 to $125 a month that would be inside of your mortgage payment. So it's not necessarily a cost that you would pay out of pocket, but it's definitely something to budget for when you are looking at purchasing a home. So let's do a recap of all of these costs I just went through so that you can see a direct example of what all you would be looking at. So on a $200,000 purchase price, you would be looking at a down payment with a FHA loan of 3.5% of $7,000. But when we do the $2,000 of earnest money, you would get that credited, so it would be $5,000 down payment, $2,000 of earnest money. You would be looking at $6,000 in closing costs, a $450 appraisal fee, and a $350 building inspection fee. That would give you a total of $13,800 total prepared savings you need to purchase that home. Now let's look at a more realistic scenario of what you would be looking at when you actually purchase this $200,000 home. So at a $200,000 purchase price, you would still have your $5,000 down payment, you would still have your $2,000 of earnest money, but if we were to negotiate with the seller and get them to pay half of your $6,000 of closing costs, your part would only be $3,000. You would still have the $450 appraisal fee, and you would still have the $350 building inspection fee, and this would only be a $10,800 total prepared savings you would need. So the main changes in that example were the closing cost help from the seller. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it was super helpful in helping you figure out the money you need to budget in order to be able to purchase the home of your dreams. Again, thank you guys for watching. We are always trying to provide value in these videos, so give us a thumbs up and subscribe if you like this video, and let us know your thoughts by commenting below. For more real estate videos, hit the bell to be notified when we post new content.